Duality. Christianity, however, is a monotheistic religion. While some people may find the idea of a single, all-powerful deity more appealing than the idea of multiple deities, given how long the diversity of belief and practice that is often associated with paganism had been in place, it was a very hard step for many people to make. There was only one God, granted split into three parts via the Trinity, and making appeals for specific everyday or mundane matters did not seem appropriate for an all-powerful single God. For instance, Romans did not pray to Jupiter, derived from the Zeus of classical Greece, to help with the harvest or to aid a physical melody. Bridging this gap would become an important step for Christianity to succeed in a world dominated by a pagan belief structure. With the support of the Roman elite, up to and including the emperor, conversion to Christianity became a much more appealing prospect. After Constantine's conversion, a large number of urban dwellers were soon worshipping the Christian Trinity. However, paganism remained incredibly entrenched outside the cities where the Roman state's influence was less pronounced. Moreover, even in the cities, it was not always easy for these converts to completely abandon their old pagan deities, their everyday rituals, and their holy places. Many people continued to venerate them alongside their new Christian beliefs. It was such an issue that bishops often had to admonish their congregations that maintaining any devotion or practices they had held while pagan was unacceptable. Ambrose, the Bishop of Milan, famously led a campaign against the restoration of the Altar of Victory in the Synod House in the late 5th century. To address these lingering vestiges of paganism in professed Christians, the early church developed a strategy of replacing the pagan deities with Christian saints. Although this was probably not a conscious decision made by church leaders, it was an organic process that proved to be incredibly successful. For example, Saint George was often depicted as a warrior and was revered as a protector, similar to the pagan god Mars. Similarly, Saint Christopher was revered as a patron of travelers, similar to the pagan god Hermes. The characteristics and attributes of a particular pagan god were attributed to a Christian saint, and the saint became the focus of worship in place of the pagan deity. If there was a pagan goddess of love, she might be replaced with Saint Valentine, the patron saint of love. Or, if there was a pagan god of the sea, he might be replaced with Saint Peter, the patron saint of fishermen. This approach allowed the Christians to incorporate elements of the old pagan religions into Christianity, making it easier for people to make the transition. It also helped to spread the new religion by offering a familiar framework for people to understand it within. Saints were more approachable for everyday, sometimes mundane spiritual needs in a way an all-powerful God was not. In this way, Christian saints replaced pagan deities as the primary objects of veneration in many parts of Europe, a process that contributed to the eventual dominance of Christianity in the region. It is worth noting that this process was not always peaceful or voluntary, and in some cases, it involved coercion and persecution of those who refused to convert. Amazingly, Christianity very quickly went from a religion of the persecuted to a religion of persecutors. I'm not sure how Jesus would have felt about that. But when the tables turned and the Christians found themselves wielding far more power than previously, the state and church certainly used it to their advantage. But often, instead of persecution and coercion,